Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Seattle Mariners March to October. And as you saw there in the standings, we currently 10 games under 500, and we're sporting a 10-game losing streak at this point as we're about 80 games into the season. We have a lot of work to do if we want to contend and make the postseason here. We trailed the Baltimore Orioles here 3-2. John Means on the mound, Ty France up to the plate. A quick 0-2 count for Ty France. The Mariners on a 10-game losing streak, desperate to turn the tide. We played good baseball out of the gate, but as of late, the past month or two, have just really fallen off. As France, he drives that one to deep right. That's going into the gap. Santander giving chase. He dives, can't make the play, and that's going to bounce over the wall for an automatic double. Nice leadoff double there for France, the tying rundown scoring position. And we needed a boost here. Santander just inches away from making that play. A good attempt there. And with that, John Means is about to get pulled. And we'll see who they throw out from the bullpen. It's going to be Dylan Tate. Strong numbers from him. Righties and lefties each batting under 200 against him. ERA just barely over 3. A respectable strikeout rate, 5 holds. And the Orioles looking for him to record another hold here. 3-1. And he's been very strong out of the pen here for Baltimore. That brings up Mitch Haniger. His first pitch swinging fouls off the slider. Haniger's numbers have really fallen off as well, as he's now 0 for 8 in this series, batting from the 8 hole. And that's called a strike. It looked like the changeup was off the plate, but a pitcher's pitch there. 0-2 now to Haniger. Looks at a sinker inside. Good eye. Haniger looked at a slider away. Now it's 2-2. And a good eye there, I guess we'll say. The sinker misses just low. But with 2 strikes, that's probably one you have to swing at. Luis Urias on deck in this full count. Here comes the payoff pitch. And Haniger grounds that to second. It does advance the runner, but he grounds out. So 1 out, tying run on third. And the number 9 hitter now up, Luis Urias. He's 0 for 2, batting .220 on the year. And he has been very bad at the plate, although you kind of like what he brings in the field. Maybe a position we'll look to upgrade with the trade deadline not too far away. And he looks silly on that slider. And that's an 0-1 now. Tough swing on that pitch. And that sinker just clips the outside part of the plate. A quick 0-2 count here for Urias. Maybe you should have tried to just bunt in the tying run. And another poor swing on the slider. Urias goes down on 3 strikes, and he looks silly in the process. Now back to the top of the lineup. Josh Rojas now batting .289. His average over 300 most of the way leading up to this point. First pitch sinker off the plate. Now a 1-0 count. And Rojas grounds that to third. And it looks like Baltimore will get out of the inning despite the leadoff double. Seattle strands the tying run on third as we head into the 8th inning. Cedric Mullins will lead us off 1 for 13 in the series. You know, he's going to look to pick it up a bit. I think we'll go to the bullpen here. Mullins isn't much better against righties. Westberg would struggle against a righty. So I think we'll go with Matt Brash here. Even though Mullins is up. Matt Brash on right is hitting him very well at over 300, but the ERA at 2.2, you like that, a good strikeout rate, although just 16 innings. I'm not sure why he hasn't gotten more work. Probably one of our better relievers. Now the 1-0 to Mullins. Fouls off a sinker right down the plate. And Mullins in the leadoff spot for Baltimore despite his struggles in this series. Fouls that one off, now 1-2 count. And you know we're going to go with the front door slider here. And he gives that a nice rip out in the right. As that drops in for a base hit. Leadoff man on for Baltimore. That's going to bring up Jordan Westberg. Westberg 0 for 3 in this game. Mullins on first. We'll check him over as he gets back. Now the first pitch here to Jordan Westberg. As they do send Mullins. And Westberg fouls that one off. Now the 0-1. Looks like they send Mullins again. And he does get the stolen base. Good jump there. The strike does get in there as well to Westberg, so an 0-2 count, but they get out of the double play situation. And that fastball gets in there up in the zone as Westburg goes down looking 1 away. Runner on second. Adley Rutschman now up batting just under 296. A very good sophomore campaign from him. We'll see how Brash attacks him here. Starts with a fastball low in the zone. Looked at. Rutschman batting .318 with runners in scoring position. And that just off the plate. A good sinker there from Brash. Just misses. Now the 1-1. High fastball inside. And now they'll bring it to 2-1 to Adley Rutschman. Slider hung out right over the plate. Luckily, he just fouls that one off. Now the 2-2. Better slurve there that time as that gets into the outfield. They're going to send Mullins home. Haggerty to throw in. And Mullins slides in there. 4-2 now, Baltimore. They double their lead. Adley Rutschman, RBI single. Baltimore up 4-2 now. They'll now bring up Anthony Santander. Matt Brash hangs a stinker right over the middle, looked at by Santander. They are looking at first pitches most of the time. Fouled off a quick 0-2 hole here to the Baltimore cleanup man. Slurve in the dirt, looked at 1-2. And that cutter hangs right over the plate. And that's sent into the outfield. Another base hit from Santander, from the Orioles. That time Santander. And we got to get an arm loose there in the bullpen. Not a good showing from Brash. 3 base hits allowed. We will visit the mound. Give Brash hopefully a little confidence boost. Gunnar Henderson 2 for 3 with a home run in this game. And another sinker just left right over the middle of the plate. As another base hit, they're going to send the runner, the relay throw in. And he gets in there. Now it's 5-2 Baltimore. 4 base hits allowed here from Brash. A 3-2 game entering for us in this key moment. And we are just not getting back into it. Probably the last batter here from Brash. Grounded to first. What was that throw from France? Oh my goodness. Luckily we get to out at first. I didn't realize they sent the runners. And they've been very aggressive on the base paths in this one. Urias, not good against lefties. We'll throw Colin Poche out there now. And Matt Brash, good riddance. That was not a good performance. Only 7 1/3 here for Poche. We got him recently from Tampa Bay. And we'll see if he can get us out of this inning. First pitch slider in there. 0-1 to Ramon Urias. Fastball way inside. Now the 1-1. That's fouled off. 2 strikes now to Urias. Poche trying to get us out of the inning. That barely Urias gets a piece of it that time. Puts another one in the seats. And a swing and a miss. A good curveball away from the plate by Poche. He comes on, gets the strikeout, but Baltimore strikes for 2-1. They extend their lead. And now just 6 outs to work with for Seattle as they trail by 3 heading into the 8th. Daniel Cano now on a sub-2 ERA. Not allowing any hits at all. Righties just barely hitting above 200 against him. Lefties at 125. So we certainly have our work cut out for him, against him. One of the better setup men here in the AL. Sam Haggerty, look at his numbers. 447 batting average since being called up. OPS over 1.1. Batting today in the 2-hole. Actually going to try and lay down a bunt, and that just goes foul. Not the best numbers against righties. 41 contact, 33 power. But very good against lefties. He gets a good rip of it that time. A slider hangs over the middle of the plate, but not enough power to Santander there to collect the first out of the inning. Now to bring up Julio Rodriguez, a big letdown this season. 1 for 3 though in this game. See if he can get us back. Slider there dips into the high part of the zone. That would have been a good ball to get some wood on. The 0-1 to Rodriguez. Swinging that time, misses on the slider. A quick 0-2 hole here for our number 3 hitter. Fouls off a circle change there. Barely gets a piece of that one. Another 0-2. Good eye there. Slider. Cano trying to get him to chase. Rodriguez fouls that off. Staying alive. Now the 6th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. Good eye. Rodriguez battling here as that misses far in. 2-2. And Rodriguez gives that a fly out to right. Santander giving chase. He collects. And the second out of the inning now. Just 4 outs remaining here for the Mariners to rewrite this 3-run deficit. Here comes Mitch Garver batting .345 OPS over 1.1. His slugging just off the charts this year. First pitch swinging as that's kept in front of him at first. And Baltimore gets out of the inning 1-2-3 as we head to the 9th. Leading off here will be Ryan O'Hearn, a solid season here for Baltimore, batting in the 8-hole. Colin Poche still on the mound for the Mariners. He starts O'Hearn off with a strike in this lefty-lefty matchup. Another fastball there, that time fouled off. O'Hearn quickly down 0-2. Curveball in the dirt. He's not chasing. Now the 1-2. Slider off the plate, swing and a miss. He got him chasing. And Poche, 2 batters he's faced, and he gets 2 strikeouts so far. Now Ryan Mountcastle up 1 for 10 in the series, 0 for 3 with a strikeout today. Swing and a miss, a high fastball inside. A little late on that one, now the 0-1. And a curveball tucks in there. Good pitch selection here thus far from Poche. Now another 0-2 count. Slider misses low. Now the 1-2. Curveball, another good pitch by Poche with a better eye that time by Mountcastle. Evened up at 2. And he fouls off that fastball. Ty France in foul territory. Collects for the out. 2 away here in the 9th. And here comes Cedric Mullins, singled, and would come around to score in the 8th. First pitch from Poche gets in there for a strike. An 0-1 count. Curveball misses low. Good eye there by Mullins. The 1-1. Slider tucks in there. And 1-2 count here from Mullins. Let's see if Poche can give us a flawless 1 1/3. 2-2 now. Goes back to the curveball, grounded to third. Urias keeps it in front of him, fires to first. And they get the out. So Seattle gets out of the 9th, 1-2-3. They trail by 3 heading into the bottom of the 9th. We need a rally. 5-6-7 coming up. On for the close is Felix Bautista. 32 out of 34 on the season. Righties hitting under 200 against him. A 35% strikeout rate. Just absurd numbers there. Jorge Polanco leading it off. 3 for 10. A pair of doubles in this series. 1 for 3 with a single today. Let's see if we can get a late rally here and snap this long losing streak. Bautista far and away the saves leader in the AL, leading Pete Fairbanks there by 8 in second place. 100-mile-per-hour fastball clips the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Swing and a miss. Polanco cannot catch up to that. And he's kind of rethinking things right now. A quick 0-2 count induced here from Bautista. Fastball way up there. And Polanco strikes out. Fastball right down the plate. And Bautista just dominant stuff. Now that brings up J.P. Crawford. An even .250 batting average on the season. OPS just under 800. See if he can make some contact here against Bautista. And that 102 mile per hour fastball almost gets him on the shin. As that pushes him off the plate a little bit. Now the 1-0. And he goes to the splitter that time. Should not have offered at that one. 1-1 to J.P. Crawford. Good eye there. The slider misses low. 2-1 hitters count. Swing and a miss. Another splitter. And he's probably going to go back to the fastball here. We got to be ready for that. And he goes to the slider. And that's what I'm saying. We were guessing wrong that time. Bautista just toying with us. He gets a strikeout. And the Mariners just 1 out away from falling for an 11th straight game. Ty France, we started off with a double, but we haven't gotten anything since. Swing and a miss, a 102 mile per hour fastball right down the plate. 0-1. Good eye that time as that fastball just misses away. Evened up here for France. Swing and a miss on the high cheese. And the Mariners down to their last strike. Bautista set here to strike out the side, although France does get that one in play to short. There's Gunnar Henderson. He fires to first, and the Mariners fall again. And our playoff hopes are not looking good. John Means advances to 12-2 for the Orioles. Bryce Miller now 9-6. And we could not get it done. We get 2 more snowflakes. And that has been the story of this series in the past couple episodes. Rodriguez and Garver each with solo home runs, but not enough. And we cannot win to avoid getting swept, and we're just getting swept by everyone. And I don't think we're going to win another game the rest of the season at this rate. Now it's going to stimulate us to our next key moment, a series here against Toronto. We do win, but then we drop the second game. And we're actually probably going to get to the MLB Draft in this episode. So with that being said, we will just get a quick little draft preview. And we have the 15th pick, and this is the top guy on our board that we've scouted, 4th on our board, 11th overall. A lefty starting pitcher, very good potential between 82 and 94. Very good overall. And you like that he's a southpaw. Looks like he's going to be an elite strikeout type guy. Very good break, very good velocity, good walks per 9. A 4-pitch mix here. And it looks like his curveball is going to be his best pitch along with the slider. So like I said, a very good break pitcher. You like the lefty. He did opt out of the doctor exam, so maybe his durability won't be the best. It says his injury risk is average. We have a closer here, and closers usually don't go until after the first round, but if he's there, maybe our best option, maybe we'll just pull the trigger. It is good getting elite level bullpen type guys. Then we have another starter here, 6th on our board, Archie Reyes, another left-handed pitcher, only a 3-pitch mix, very good home runs per 9. All his per 9 categories are going to be above average. Velocity, he's more of a velocity pitcher, hits up to 97, and another guy to consider there in that top spot. We have a couple catchers here. James Yu, the top catcher on the board, a switch hitter, elite contact type guy, and his vision, 91 potential, good arm at the backstop, although not the best fielder, but you really like that switch hitting capability from your catcher. There was another guy here, Kenny Chavez, and look at that, 90 to 95 potential and a 64 to 69 overall. So he's a high floor, high ceiling type guy with very good contact, very good vision and discipline. He's a better fielder than James Yu, who we just saw, and he has a strong arm as well. So Kenny Chavez actually might be my top player, despite him only being 15th on our actual board, 13th on the MLB board. So he might not even be there, but luckily, I'm hoping he is. It might be between him, Yu, or maybe one of these starting pitchers. Now we'll just scroll down a little bit. Here's another catcher, Felix Bautista, another switch hitting catcher, very good contact versus righties, good vision, an elite level fielder with a capable arm back there. So we have a few catcher options here in the first round, and that is a position I would like to address. What about for our second round pick? We have 55, and there were a couple guys I was thinking about. Dirk Segura, very high potential, 89 to 94. He is 22 years old, but even his overall 59 to 64 wouldn't debut at a bad spot. Just very balanced all around, really no major strengths, but he does have elite speed. But other than that, a balanced hitter, a balanced fielder, and he wouldn't be a bad option there in the second. Josh McConnell here, starting pitcher, might be around. Stanley Roberts, another starting pitcher, 54th on our board, 89th on the overall board, so we have him at a much larger value than he's projected. Armando Chacin, a switch-hitting shortstop with high potential, pretty good overall projection as well out of Cuba. An elite-level fielder, a great utility man with high-end speed. Not the best bat, but still capable there. So I actually really like Chacin as a second-round option. He'll probably be available at 69 on the actual board, but 55 on ours. Tom Cho, 72 on our board, 134. Very good contact, great vision, discipline, and good speed. Maybe someone we could take there with our 4th-round pick. And that's really just it here for prospects. A couple gems later on here, but some guys we're scouting right here. Curtis Fox, 32nd on our board, 57 on the actual board, so maybe he's someone we get at 55. And here's his draft card. Very good contact versus lefties. Very good fielder, good speed. A utility man, plays pretty much everywhere. All of the outfield, second, third. Good size, high potential, high overall type guy. So another option there in the second round, along with Cesar Baez. If we don't get a catcher in the first, maybe we go for Baez later on, an elite level fielder, 99 potential there for fielding strength and arm accuracy, 88 for reaction. And then power versus lefty, potential at 93. Good contact and a good overall hitter, so a very good catching prospect. And then here's Kyon Charlton, maybe someone we take there with our 3rd-round pick. So that's just a quick look at our prospects. And like I said, I do think we're going to get into the draft here as we just lose 3 games in a row. And they want us to call up Tyler Saucedo, a lefty out of AAA. 26 out of 30 on saves, a good ERA and a good whip. Good hits per 9 at 72, good home runs per 9 at 78. Elite break at 98, good velocity. So I do like what I see. And yeah, we'll call him up. We'll call down Austin Voth. So that was an easy selection, and I wish it gave us the option to do that earlier. So keep simming along here. We drop another one there against San Diego. And it wants us to pick a player here to fast track. And we don't have the best options here. 63 overall, 64, and a 63. I guess we'll just go with Samad Taylor. He has very good speed. He's a good fielder. Although we don't really want him up right now. And that will give us a key moment. And then after this, we probably will jump into the draft. And it's going to have us a player lock game here in AAA. As you see there, we're in danger at just 77 projected wins. So we really have to put it together here down the stretch. But first, we'll have a player lock game with Samad Taylor. I didn't expect us to be playing any minor league baseball today, but here we are at Red Rock Stadium taking on the Albuquerque Isotopes. Our Tacoma Rainiers coming at 44 and 45 as we now have a player lock game with Samad Taylor, an outfield prospect here for our Mariners. And there's a look at his numbers. 248 batting average, respectable, a couple home runs, 15 ribbies, OPS there at 733, and just 129 at-bats here at the AAA level. And Samad Taylor opens today in the 3-hole as he'll face Noah Davis for the Isotopes. 2 outs here in the top of the first. First pitch, cutter misses inside. A good eye there from Taylor. And looks at a cutter right down the plate. Just trying to get a feel here for Noah Davis. Cutter hangs up there in the zone. As that's a ball, 2-1 now. Hitter's count for Samad Taylor. Looks at another one. Circle change misses low as he draws this to 3-1. A good at-bat here to open the day for Taylor. And swing and a miss. A good cutter towards the outside part of the plate. Full count. Here comes the payoff pitch. Goes with the changeup, and that misses high. Samad Taylor draws a walk here in his first at-bat. Taylor, very good speed at 84. A 2-2 count here to Windish. He grounds that. And that gets into the outfield for a base hit now. Runs on first and second for the Rainiers. 2 away in the top of the first. And I think that's Brian Anderson here in AAA. 13 home runs. And maybe he's someone we maybe would want to call up instead. A 3-0 count here as he draws a 4-pitch walk. So 2 walks, a single as the Rainiers load the bases after the first 2 guys go down in order. That brings up Canzone. Good power numbers from him, 11 home runs, a 1-2 count. Bases juiced here for Tacoma. And he launches that into the outfield. And that's caught. Thought that might carry. But Noah Davis gets out of the inning unscathed. Still a 0-0 ball game. Now we got our second look here at Samad Taylor. Runner on first. No outs here in the top of the third. Of course, he walked on 6 pitches in his first at-bat. Drew a full count. This time looking at the first pitch, a sinker gets in there. Taylor now down 0-1. Good eye there. Cutter just misses inside. Could have went either way. Good eye there by Taylor. Sinker misses outside. And we really haven't, I don't think we've even swung the bat yet. Maybe once in the last at-bat. Again, a changeup misses low. And for the second time in as many at-bats, Samad Taylor draws a 3-1 count. Probably just looking all the way here. And another walk drawn by Taylor. 0 for 0. 2 walks, though. Runners on first and second, no outs. Here's Windish. He's singled in his first time up. 0-2 count here. Windish fights that one off. And that's just popped up to short for the first out of the inning. Now here's Brian Anderson trying to revive his career. Came up as a top prospect with the Marlins, although he's really fallen off here in recent seasons. 3-1 count to Anderson. And he draws a walk as well. So Anderson and Taylor both no at-bats on record, but they do get the 2 walks. Now bases loaded again here for Canzone. Let's see if he could deliver here. And he does not. Strikes out. And that'll bring up the number 7 hitter. Good strikeout there from Davis. As now Ryan Bliss up 1 for 1 with a triple. and we would certainly like a triple in this game. Or in this situation, that would clear the bases. An 0-1 count to Ryan Bliss. And he grounds that to second. And an easy play there for the second baseman. He fires to first. And again, the Isotopes get out of a bases-loaded jam. Still nothing here in the bottom half of the third. And now here's Samad Taylor back up here in the top of the fifth. The Rainiers now up 1-0. Taylor leading off the inning. 2 walks so far in this game. He's seen 11 pitches, only swung at 1. As that time, first pitch swinging, an ugly one. Now 0-1. Maybe that's why he's not swinging the bat at all. Swinging again there, grounds at a shortstop. Finally gets a chance to put the ball in play as he's thrown out on the ground out. Now our first look at Samad Taylor in the field as he mans center. Runner on second, 0-2 count here, 2 away in the bottom half of the fifth. And that's hit into center. Looks like they're going to send the runner home. We'll just go to the cutoff man. And the run is going to score, so we're all tied up here. 1-1 in the bottom of the fifth. RBI single there for Coco Montes. And here's Taylor for his fourth at-bat of his fourth plate appearance, I should say. 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. The tying run on second as we now trail 2-1. That first pitch they'll call a sinker, although it looked a little high. An 0-1 count to Taylor. Jeff Hartlieb on the mound. Taylor grounds that up the middle. And that's going to go for a base hit. They're going to send the runner home. So Taylor going for second. And he gets in there. Some heads-up base running from Taylor. And the tying run scores. RBI double, they'll call it. And that's what I'm talking about. Samad Taylor's all pumped up, and so are we. Sends that back right where it came from. Good speed on second to score. And heads-up base running from Taylor. He's going for 2 all the way as they go for the cutoff man. He slides in safely. And now Windish up 2 for 3, a double and a single in this game. He must have doubled the only time we haven't reached base in this game. No outs here, 2-2, 2-2 count. And that's grounded to third. And we're going to be held at second, 1 out now, ground out. And now Brian Anderson up 2-2 count, 2-2 ball game. And it looks like that's popped up to left, and that will hold us. So we reach second with no outs, although now we're stranded here. Hopefully we get driven in here from Canzone. 3 for 9 in the series with 2 solo home runs. Good power there in the 6 hole. 1-1 count. And he grounds that to first. Easy play there for Tolia as the Isotopes get out of the inning. Not before Samad Taylor ties it up, though, with an RBI single. 2-2 here. It's time to stretch. Now the top of the 9, still a tie ball game. Samad Taylor up 1 for 2 with the 2 walks and an RBI single. And they call that a ball. That was definitely in the zone. We'll take it, though. 1-0 count here for Taylor. Just fouls that one off. And that'll even it up. Now the 1-1 from Vodnik. Gets in there right over the middle. Taylor now down 1-2. Good eye there. The fastball just misses inside. And again, a 2-2 count in this 2-2 ball game. And a good eye there from Taylor. Draws the count full for the second time. See if he can draw his third walk. Certainly helping the OBP. The payoff pitch. And Taylor fights that off, stays alive. Working deep into these at-bats in this game. Full count again. And that misses inside. Taylor draws his 4th walk. The go-ahead run on first with 1 away. Maybe a still situation upcoming. That's going to bring up Windish, 2 for 4. And they're not going to tell us to steal. 1-1 count here for Windish. That's grounded into the outfield. We were going to risk it and send it, but we'll just stay at second. We'll stay in scoring position as that was a good throw from the outfield. So a wise move there. Windish, his 3rd base hit of the day. Now Brian Anderson back up 0 for 2 with a pair of walks. See if he can drive in the go-ahead run. 1-2 count, 1 away. And strike 3. Anderson strikes out. And now 2 outs. Let's see if Dominic Canzone can drive in the go-ahead run here in the 9th inning. 0-1 count, so you know he's putting the ball in play. As he grounds that to third. And they get the force there at second. So go-ahead run stranded in scoring position as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Maybe we're going to extras. Here on the bottom of the 10th, a full count here to Aaron Schunk, 2 away. As we see Taylor in the field again, runner on first. Jackson Kowal on the mound. That's hit to Taylor. They're going to send the runner to third. And now a good situation here for Albuquerque. Winning run just 90 feet away. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 10th. And we do fall here. The Isotopes take it. They win 3-2 as Victor Vodnik gets the win. But we did get a good plate appearance. We had a RBI single, 3 walks. And it's kind of, I don't know why we don't get any credit for the walks. We only get a 1+ here. But management was impressed. So we do get a fire icon as well, which we're desperate for. Although we fall in 10. Like I said, not expecting to play any minor league baseball in this episode. But we did have a decent showing there with Samad Taylor. And he gets a little player boost. We also get the flame as we minimize that snowflake. Hopefully we can turn the tide here in the coming games. A series here against LA as we win the first game. And they want us to call up Taylor. But I don't know if we really have a spot for him right now. And with his poor contact numbers, his poor batting attributes, there's really no need right now. Thanks, but no thanks. We split the first 2 there against LA. And now our first half, we get 2 stars, which I don't think is good. A -8 win differential than what we were expected. 3rd in the division, 25th batting. B+ for front office, though. So we're obviously going to have to do much better in the second half. And now it looks like we're here at the MLB Draft. And I'm going to have to get this big board set up. Now we're here at the 2024 MLB Draft set to go underway. And we'll just do a quick little recap like we did earlier. So for starting pitchers, it'll come down here for Reynaldo Hernandez and Archie Reyes. Although I think I prefer Reyes with the potential 86-96 overall 66 to 76, so he does have a higher ceiling and a higher floor than Hernandez, although I love the size from Hernandez. 6'5", 241, just an absolute unit out there on the mound. A switch hitter, so maybe he even brings some hitting attributes. And 4th on our board compared to Reyes, who is 6th, so very evenly matched. And we'll see, both could very well be gone at that spot. If we don't go starting pitcher, we'll probably go catcher here. We have James Yu, a switch hitter, the top-rated catcher on the board. 11th after scouting, elite contact stuff, elite vision, very good discipline, a strong arm, and adequate catcher. But then we have Kenny Chavez here with a 90-95 potential, very high floor, very high ceiling, very good contact, 91 versus lefty, 83 versus righties, great vision and discipline, a strong arm, and a little bit better fielder than Yu. So it's going to come down to Yu and Chavez. I think Chavez is ultimately who we're probably going to go with, especially if those starting pitchers aren't available. Herschel Pepper, another starting pitcher, our only righty up here in this vicinity. Very good velocity. He hits up to 96, 97, and very balanced per 9 categories as well, although the control a little bit of a weakness. Backup playing at catcher here, we have Felipe Malanca, a switch hitter, very good contact versus righties, elite fielder, good vision, and very good bat, adequate power. In the second round, it's probably going to be between Curtis Fox here, elite contact versus lefties, very good fielder, a good utility man with speed, and just an overall solid player. We have him at 33 after scouting, so he goes up 24 spots according to our scouts. Then it'll come down to Dirk Segura, a center fielder with 89-94 potential, 6'4", 226 with elite speed, between 90 and 95, and he's 45th on our board. So, like I said, the second round probably going to be between Fox and Segura. Keon Charlton is someone we really like as well. Maybe, hopefully he lasts to the third round, although probably not. He'll be in play there as well, along with Josh McConnell and Stanley Roberts, a couple other starting pitchers. Going down to the third, we won't go beyond this. We have Cesar Baez, who actually will probably have to take in the second, along with Chastain. So Chastain, Baez, Segura, Fox, kind of our targets there in round 2, with hopefully one of these catchers or one of these top-end starting pitchers. So we're going to start the draft here, and I believe Cleveland selects number 1 overall, if I'm not mistaken. I think the top player on the overall board was a shortstop or maybe a third baseman. We'll see what they do here. In my franchise with the Rockies, they went starting pitcher, and here they go left fielder, Israel Castillo. We didn't even scout him, although he debuts with potential 80 to 99. So we'll see what Cleveland has in him. Number 7 on the overall board. They take him number 1. Number 2 here to the Reds is Milt Finnegan, Another left fielder ranked 6th on the national board. So we have back-to-back left fielders here to start the draft, both going to Ohio. And now for the Rockies, and a plug for my Colorado Rockies rebuild franchise. Check it out, please, if you haven't yet. We're now into year 2, and it's getting fun as they go third baseman here, 3rd on the overall board. And this is where it's going to get interesting. We'll kind of just let it play out here. It's only 10 seconds per pick, and we'll let it wind down here to 15. Oakland up, and they select Archie Reyes, probably our top pitching prospect on the board. So now it's really just Reynaldo Hernandez left standing if we go pitcher with this first pick. Otherwise, it's likely, and there goes James Yu right after him. So our other option, James Yu, goes 5th to the White Sox, the top catcher off the board. Now we're really just hoping. And then there goes Reynaldo Hernandez. So 3 of our top 4 options off the board as Hernandez goes to Kansas City. And now we're really, really hoping that Kenny Chavez slips to 15. St. Louis takes the 3rd pitcher, 90th on the national board. They take him at 7th. I'm not sure what's up with that. This whole draft system in the show needs like a whole revamp. Although it's kind of cool the introductions they do for the first 3 picks, how they have that little player animation. Keith Goslin, a good starter there to the Angels. Another starter to the Pirates here, Juan Rosario, 17th on the national board. He went down to 62 for us, although he was only 30% scouted. Joaquin Hernandez, another pitcher that's 5 in a row now, as Washington gets hopefully an ace for them, although he's 39th on the national board. Now Detroit at 11. They go Herschel Pepper, and if we didn't get Chavez, he was probably going to be the guy. So now we're really hoping Chavez slips here past these next 3 picks. Here's Boston. And they go Felipe Malanca. They take him over Chavez. And now 2 more picks for Chavez. Malanca, a very good player in his own right. A potential Gold Glover. And Steve Barrett to the Giants. So we're now 1 pick away. And come on, Chicago, do not do us dirty. Let us get our guy, Kenny Chavez. 1 second. And they take Kenny Chavez, of course. Because why wouldn't they? He's going to be a tremendous catcher, elite contact, kind of like reminds me of a little bit of a Joe Mauer type guy. So we get sniped there, and our top 6 options off the board, and now we might have to settle for the top closer in the draft at this point. And like I said earlier, it's not bad, settling for a closer, but both of these guys want over $7 million in bonus demands, and we really just don't have that budget. We might even have to reach for Curtis Fox here. Segura. Keon Charlton's going to be a very good starter. Otherwise, we have all these closers here. Geronimo Pena, but he wants $7.4 million. Elite strikeout stuff. Hits 98 with the fastball. Very good break as well. Roberto Villanueva, the 2nd on the overall board, although he goes down to 10 for us after scouting 80%. And Pena probably is the better player, but he's going to eat up $7.4 million in his bonus demand. Then we have Ryan Rahav, but probably reaches. We might just go Pena, the lefty out of the pen. He's going to be an elite level type guy for us, a potential closer. And then we'll kind of hope for Curtis Fox, Dirk Segura in the 2nd. Tough break there, missing out on Kenny Chavez. I think he's going to be a potential cornerstone type player here in the major league. So we'll have to settle for Geronimo Pena. Didn't really want to go relief pitcher here, but we'll go for it. And actually, it says bonus demand now at 4.9. So I think it went down a little bit as he was drafted further down the board than he was expecting. So I guess we'll just let the first round play out here. Actually, no, can we sim to the next round? See, we can't even simulate the entire round. We have to simulate all the way to our entire pick. I don't know why that's the case, but we've already kind of eaten up enough time in this episode. We're not as invested in this draft than we are, in my Colorado Rockies rebuild. It's a little bit different aspect, so we actually will just sim all the way to the Mariners pick, and we're hoping for Curtis Fox, Dirk Segura, a catcher, Cesar Baez, or even Armando Chacin would be nice. So let's see. Chacin's available and Cesar Baez is available. Curtis Fox goes at 40 to the Royals. Josh McConnell was on our board. He goes to the Pirates. They got 2 starting pitchers. Dirk Segura, the center fielder we had, goes to Detroit. And so do we go for the catcher or do we go for the shortstop? They're not separated by much. We have Baez 100% scouted, 63 on our board, and Chacín 90% scouted, 64 on our board. Baez is a utility guy, very good fielder, very good speed, and his bat is adequate. So definitely a starter, at second, maybe short. He does have the arm strength to play third. Cesar Baez, elite power at catcher, especially against lefties, and he's like a potential gold glover. So I think when you have that type of defensive prowess at the backstop, you can't pass it up, especially when this guy offers tremendous power and decent contact as well. So we missed out on a catcher in the first, but we're going to go for one here in the second. Baez has 69 to 84 potential. I mean, Chacín does have the higher floor, and he's a switch hitter. I'm sorry, he has the higher ceiling, and he's a switch hitter. Baez does have the higher floor, though. I just don't know how much growth we're going to see from Baez. Chacín maybe more of a long-term project. I don't know. This is a tough choice. I think we'll... wow. We'll just go with... I think we go with Chacín. Typically, when these utility guys are available, they don't really offer much hitting upside, but Chacín, he's not going to be a above-average hitter, but he'll be good. He'll be passable as a utility man, and he's going to be a potential gold glover with elite speed. But Baez has a very unique skill set as well that I really value at catcher. I don't know, I think it's harder to get catchers, so go with Baez. Even though he doesn't have and actually doctor exam says he's injured. I did not even notice that. We'll send to our next pick. And we have a bunch of guys here not even ranked on the national board. We pretty much have all starting pitchers available. Our next pick at 124. Frank Escobar here has a high ceiling, although probably a long way to go. We only have him 30% scouted. Probably go for a starter here, one of our non-ranked guys. So Andy Rockwell, we have him 100% scouted, not even ranked on the national board. He's at 82 on ours. A very well-rounded pitcher. Tremendous control there between 73 85 potential. Only a 3-pitch mix, but very good break. He's got his curveball, his primary pitch, and he can work in the fastball as well. And we have Jesus Bourbon here. He goes up like 50 spots on our board compared to the national outlook on him. Another very balanced pitcher with good command, good velocity. Maybe we go Bourbon here and try and get Rockwell next time out, or even Hairston here, as he's not ranked on the national board either. So go Bourbon, and then we'll hope for Rockwell this go around. And Rockwell still is there. And we only have 2 other position players here. But I think we'll just look to shore up the pitching, I guess, is what we're going to do in this draft. So Andy Rockwell here in the 4th. And we have 2 more picks. It's probably going to just be a crapshoot at this point. Daryl Hairston, another pitcher that wasn't ranked, but we have him at 95. We also have Terry Hardin here, not ranked. We have him at 115. He's a lefty, so I think just to switch it up, maybe we'll go with him. Love the potential at 89 to 91 at this point in the draft. That's pretty safe, and his floor not too bad, although he does have a ways to go before he cracks the MLB roster. So Terry Hardin here is that our 3rd or 4th pitcher. I'll just recap real quick. So we started with the closer, Geronimo Pena. And then we get Cesar Baez, the catcher. And it was a pitcher, right? Then we got Bourbon, then we got Rockwell, and then Hardin. So now we'll simulate to our last pick here. And we'll just go Daryl Hairston. He's still on the board. So starting pitcher, heavy draft. And I really am upset that we missed out on that catcher there in the first. So now we sign our picks. We'll just prioritize him here by order they were drafted. Still need to generate a little more interest from Pena and Baez, but we could sign Bourbon now. He wants 535, but his slot was at 714, so we'll just kind of meet him in the middle here at 654, and he declines that. Can we remove him now? We'll remove him, and then we'll go for Rockwell instead. He's demanding 398 pick value at 531, so kind of like we did previously. We'll meet him in the middle, and he also declines. We'll remove him now and just do it again with somebody else. We'll try to do. Actually, we'll leave Hairston on there, get a little more scouting on him, as he's only 55% scouted. And then we'll finalize that 2-day plan, and now we'll get a trade here. And I think we do want to make a trade. An interesting one here with Josh Naylor. He's slugging .505, a very high OBP, batting over 300. A career year, really, from Josh Naylor, a really bright future for him. And they would want Jorge Polanco, not bad. Lizardo Montes, 19-year-old outfield prospect. Already an MLB-ready fielder, good speed, although the bat needs to come around. Then Caden Pulsovich, another C potential center fielder. And as much as I like Josh Naylor, I would love to acquire him on this team. I just don't know how much sense it makes. Polanco is having a decent year, 805 OPS. But he's 4 years older than Naylor. I mean, Montes is a pretty decent prospect, but I would like to see how Cleveland's doing. You know, if they're selling, trying to bring in a couple guys, I don't know if it really makes much sense for Cleveland. What about here? Lucas Sims, relief pitcher for Cincinnati. Dominant year, 2.10 ERA, a .8 whip in 30 innings, 10 holds, 1 save. And he would immediately... But, like, why would they do this? Why would they take Spencer Packard, a deep potential 62 overall? Why would they trade him for a top-end reliever on the market? I would love to take this trade. I would love to take the Cleveland trade, but it's just not realistic. And while I don't have as much, like, integrity in this March to October as I do in my rebuild franchise, you know, I'm very strict with the trades I do. Even in this mode, these are just two lucrative trades that would like never happen. So maybe I'll revisit this Naylor trade. Montes is a good prospect, and Polanco is having a very good year. You know, one of the top second basemen right now in the AL, but just too lucrative, and we're not doing that. And John Birdie at 75 overall, regressing. Very good speed, though. We'd rather keep Urias with that B potential. Probably could get a little bit better return from him. So we'll move on from those trades, and now we'll go back to signing these players. Pena only wants 4.9 now, and we'll offer him. That's the max we can offer him. And Pena does sign. He's probably going to be, you know, pretty much ready from day one, maybe a year, maybe half a year in the minors, but he's going to come on and be a dominant relief pitcher for us, and maybe take over as closer when Munoz moves on. Now we'll try and get, we actually can't even get Baez. And in the hindsight, maybe I would have taken the shortstop Chacin, knowing that Baez was injured, but whatever, we're going to roll with it. We'll try and get Rockwell back in, up his offer a little bit to 4.5. And we do get Andy Rockwell. Looks like he'll be a decent starting pitcher prospect, coming in at 21 years old. Who else? We got Bourbon we'll try and get again. We'll go up to 650 for him, and he does sign. So we get 3 players, 3 down, 3 to go. And there's Terry Harden. He wants 297, pick value at 390. We'll go to 357K, and he signs. So we have 1.98 left in budget, and we should be good. We'll advance here. And we're just going to advance until our next key moment. And now we have to, the trade deadline is fast approaching. And yes, we're about 10 days away from the trade deadline. We'll get to that in the next episode. But for now, we definitely want an upgrade at third base over Urias. We would like a upgrade at right field over Haniger. Our relief pitching has kind of come around a little bit, so I'll take that away, and I'll go to right field. So right field, first base, and third base. Really, the corners is what we need to get better with. Now, we do need a little speed. We kind of do need a left-handed pitcher. And we do need a little more... I guess we already have our needs. We can only pick 2 needs, speed and left-handed pitcher. Players to target. We're not going to go through all these guys. We'll just kind of let the computer do its thing. And we'll continue to move on here. We dropped 2 out of 3 there against Houston. And it's bringing us back here to sign picks. 1.5 for Baez. He declines. Hopefully we get him on the next go-around. And we'll just keep Hairston out here as we're still scouting him. He's now 75% scouted. And now it's simulating to our next key moment. It looks like we'll get another one here against the Angels now. Pin a loss on the division rival. We sit at 43-58. Now 15 games under 500. Our projected wins entering the episode were at 77. And now it drops to 75. So we are over 100 games now into the season, and we sit at 16.5 back in the AL West and 13.5 back in the wild card. So at this point, I think we're all but done, unfortunately, in this March to October. I wasn't really planning on doing this more than one season, but at this point, I can't leave it on this note. So we'll come back. We'll definitely commit to at least 2 seasons, maybe even 3 in this March to October, although it is going to be a slow burn. We're kind of on this channel, we're going to focus more so on the Colorado Rockies rebuild. I also have a Marquette Golden Eagles dynasty on NCAA Football 14. So check that out if you're a fan of college football games, as we are preparing for the new one this summer. But for this March to October, it's been super disappointing. As you see here, Julio Rodriguez batting .212, slugging .372, OPS at .644. What a letdown he's been, and he kind of indicates our season. Very disappointing here for the Mariners, as in present day, they actually lead the AL West. And in my Rockies franchise, we're through one season. They actually made the ALCS. So we're just not doing well. In our user control, it's just not going well for us. They're doing well in present day. They did well in my franchise when they were AI controlled. But for us, we're just not really getting the results, unfortunately. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. And again, I apologize for our poor results this season, but we're going to come back stronger. We're going to have a strong offseason. And this team isn't far away. Just we couldn't really get it done this year. We're going to come back stronger next year with an improved roster and give it another shot. So as always, everybody, it's been real and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.